Turner Yell makes the stop in the secondary for Denver. 1st and 10. The fake. Good block in there, and down it goes. Caught at the 30.
Welcome to the Fins tailgate. It's where we elevate. Miami Dolphins talk, yeah, we never hesitate. Breaking news, hot takes, we keep it up to date. And when the fans speak up, the panel resonates. We live that aqua and orange from the field to the mic. Breaking down the plays, man, we talk it every night. From Tua to the defense, you know we keep it tight. NFL moves, you know we got the insight. We open up the floor, yeah, it's your time to shine. Fans drop the heat with opinions realigned. You got concerns, bring them, we're gonna chime. The Fins tailgates, where we keep it prime. Welcome to the Fins tailgate, it's where we elevate. Miami Dolphins talk, yeah, we never hesitate. Breaking news, hot takes, we keep it up to date. And when the fans speak up, the panel resonates. The NFL's changing, but we stay on the grind. Latest breaking stories, we don't waste no time. From the trades to the rumors, we make them all align. At the Fins tailgate, we always on the climb. We're repping the Dolphins, but it's NFL-wide. From South Beach to the league, we keep it worldwide. Got the fans engaged with the energy supplied. Come kick it at the tailgate, we're riding high tide. Welcome to the Fins tailgate, it's where we elevate. Miami Dolphins talk, yeah, we never hesitate. Breaking news, hot takes, we keep it up to date. And when the fans speak up, the panel resonates. So if you love the game, you know we got the gate. Tune in, speak out, don't wait, it's your fate. This is the Fins tailgate, now watch us dominate. Miami Dolphins, NFL, yeah, we integrate.
What it is, what it do. Welcome to another episode of the Fins Tailgate with your host, El Capitan. Tonight, on the tailgate party that never seems to stop, the season is upon us. It has begun. I mean, technically, it's football season, baby. We in there. We've made it. We've come out on the other side. Teams reporting for camp. I get it. It's kind of like underwear Olympics, check in. Maybe a little light workout, chumming it up with the boys. That's pretty much what's going on. But this is the beginning of the beginning, right? It's the beginning of the end of the off season. It's the beginning of the season. So we've made it. Like from here on out, there is going to be of substance. Football. We getting our football back. So guys, on your way in, make sure you guys are hitting the like button, subscribing if you are new. If you're watching on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, CB Radio, Cup on a String, Carrier Pigeon across the pond, wherever, make sure you guys are coming over here to YouTube and subscribing, hitting the like button. Become a member. Support the program. Support the program. Like Suicide Hotline, a.k.a. Michael K. Like the homie Mondo. What's up, Mondo? Shout out to everybody else in chat. What's going on? I see Sean in there. What's up, Sean? Nightmare. What's going on? Tonk, who's in the back waiting on me. John. That's right, guys. Hit the like button. How's everybody doing? I'm ready, dude. I mean, it's hard. These off seasons seem longer every year, but and when you come from a 2024 season, that was, God, it was just taxing to say the least. What up, Adam? Salute, member in the hood. Oh, word. Tell the missus we said thank you. Wesley, what's good? Wesley, fins up, buddy. When you have a hard 2024 season derailed by injury via the quarterback, underwhelming when he was there. Team just sputtered, to say the least. Backup quarterbacks, nothing clicked. It was terrible. Oh, what's up, Drew? What's going on, buddy? Salute. Go, Drew, the homie. These off seasons where your last season was bad, it's hard to get through, but we're out of it. We've had some change, we've lost some people. Jalen Ramsey, we hardly knew ye. Julian Hill, who, say how much you love Miami, but didn't love enough to stick around. Wanted a little bit more money. wasn't really about the love, was it, Julian? It was more about the money. You've shown your true colors. Anyhow, scorned lovers, us Dolphin fans. Hit the like button, everybody. I'm going to bring the boys up because we are in camp. The season is upon us. It has begunneth. Ali, Tonk, what's going on, boys?
What's happening? What's happening, gentlemen? Football is back, baby.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it's on. I mean, they had ACC media day today as well. You know, college football starting to ramp up. NFL starting to ramp up. Things are beginning to move. We're gonna blink our eyes and we're gonna be deep into September and we're gonna be up to our necks in the shit. And I'm ready, man. I'm ready for it. I can't wait. I'm so ready for football to get back on.
That's right.
Yeah, it's been the longest off season ever.
Yeah, it has. It feels like it's been a long one, to say the least.
I will say it really has, to be honest. You're absolutely right. It just feels like it keeps dragging, bro, to be honest.
It did. It just felt like, oh, look, we got a little something, you know. I think especially this year, right? Again, like I said, a bad 2024 season, you know, really poo-poo.
By the way, I support this message by Joe Rist. I 100% approve.
Ali to Gordon.
That's right.
That's pretty good. Ali to Gordon. I like that.
He's my sleeper this year. Don't sleep on him.
Don't sleep on Jalen Wright.
I agree.
Jalen Wright. I think this running back room is going to be nice. I think they're going to show it right away too. That's what I like. I think we're going to keep some healthy horses. But anyhow, you know, 2024 season dragon, and then we didn't like. It's not like the last couple of seasons about getting additions to get us further than our shortcomings the year prior. It's this offseason. It's like, dude, we had everything, and we not only did we not do well, we did terrible, and it was just like such a complete drop off for what was a springboarded 2023 season. You know, overachieving, really putting up gaudy numbers against bad opponents and looking like everything's clicking, but not getting over that hump. And 2024 was about, we're going to get it. It's going to happen now. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. And then to just, and then now it's like, what? We haven't seen like wholesale changes that says we're going to be a different football team. The only thing we've seen really change is we've gotten weaker in some areas, and there's bigger concerns in other areas. Our cornerback room looks dicey at best. I mean, when you're asking guys like, hey, man, hopefully Storm Duck can show up. Hey, guys, maybe, you know, Cam Smith will finally click. It's not really it's not a good place to be. But those factors are what makes this offseason so long. But here we are now, right? Like that was yesterday. Like now we're actually going to have some maybe, you know, Storm Duck been in the lab this offseason. Maybe he's going to come back, you know, a little leaner, but weighs about 3 more pounds of muscle or something. Maybe, I don't know, right? Maybe Cam Smith is fucking, I don't know, went and got ayahuasca somewhere and found, you know, the spirit monster, and he's going to turn up and be an all-pro corner. That everything's the possibility from here on out as the season of 2025 begins to start. And that's the best part of it all. So that's what I think. And I'm muting talk. So yeah, everybody reported. We're gonna get into some of the videos. A couple of the players talked today. You know, we got this here from Bradley Chubb, Tyreek Hill, Alec Ingold, Darren Waller. You know, a couple of minutes here and there on a couple of those videos. We'll try to keep those short as possible. But get into a little bit of that. But there was also a little something that happened as well today. You know, number one, they released a bunch of jersey number changes and all that good stuff, which, I mean, I guess you can call that news. I don't know. Couple of guys changed some jersey numbers, Ali. But within that, right after they released that, the Dolphins end up signing a veteran offensive lineman, which is probably the second biggest glaring need on this team. Shout out to the man Mondo. He says, I guarantee Noah S. Cash a change in culture. Greer and his line drafting sucks. Damn. I mean, yeah, I gotta say.
Hold up. I want to address this because I'm taking
Address
a different. I'm taking the other side of this argument. Chris Greer in his line drafting sucks. Okay, let's think about that. Did Hunt suck? The right guard that we let go to the Panthers, did he suck? Last time I checked, he was a hell of a player here, and he went and became an All-Pro as a Carolina Panther. I didn't think he sucked. Was
second rounder?
Yeah, was the big offensive tackle that we traded to the Texans? What's his name?
Laramie Tunsil.
Laramie Tunsil. Did he suck?
No, in fact, he was worth a small fortune, apparently.
Yeah. There's been other players we brought in that don't suck. So yeah, let's not say that his offensive line sucks. Because to be honest, his offensive lineman, one right guard, is continuing to perform. The other guy that he drafted, Austin Jackson, is our starting left or right tackle, who's done an okay job when he's healthy. When he's healthy, he's okay at that position. I trust him.
I would say he's saying Greer as far as drafting offensive linemen go. If you're taking the whole draft, because then that means not just the guys in the first and second round.
Well, I was talking about specific offensive linemen.
I would say calling it 50-50 would be generous, because we do see the problems. Now, I would say for every trade up for Liam Eichenberg that hasn't panned out, he gets a Connor Williams. And for every Connor Williams that doesn't pan out, he replaces it with an Aaron Brewer, which I'm digging. But in the same token, he's been able to keep no form. I don't know. It's kind of like Teron Armstead, right? Chris Greer's offensive lineman story as a general manager is like the Miami Dolphins version of Teron Armstead. Really good, ending up on top 100, has all this talent, has respect, but from what I can see, wasn't the factor in one more win in the win column ever. And an average of 9 to 10 games a season for the money we gave. I mean, yes, he did his job, but was it really like, where's the impact, right? For the money, for the draft capital, for all the whatever you want to put in that Chris Greer's done at the offensive line. We've had serviceable, we've had questionable, and then we've had good play, but we've had zero impact at the offensive line position. Other positions, I see the impact in the players that he's getting, bringing, signing. But at the offensive line position, none. That's the best way I can put it.
Williams and the people that he brought in that were
he did, and I liked Connor Williams.
I will say Hunt was the exception. He did actually have an impact on that offensive line, to be honest.
I agree.
But just to be fair, the argument I was not kind of bringing was the fact that I don't believe that one player that happened to be not so great, Liam Eichenberg, really should define you as a drafter, your whole draft strategy. I can't say that, he sucks at drafting offensive line because of one player. Well, Andy Reid and company and their GM at Kansas City, do you know how many offensive linemen they've drafted over the years that haven't panned out? They've had to turn around and pay millions upon millions to their offensive line because they don't know how to draft offensive linemen, but yet they win Super Bowls. So my point is that you can't define if someone sucks at something just because of one person. You have to look at the totality of everything. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would say, I got news for everybody who hates Chris Greer and wants to go, he doesn't draft well. Chris Greer is not going anywhere. He will see if Mike McDaniel's here one more year, this is his last year, 5 more years, however long that is, the next coach that is hired by the Dolphins will be hired by Chris Greer. I promise, Dolphin fans, just get over it.
Yeah,
Promise
that I
you.
agree with. That I agree with.
The next coach that ends up being hired by the Dolphins, whether it's a year from now or 10 years, that will be Chris Greer who hires them. That's it. Just get over it. It's happening. That guy, no one is so much more secure in that building than Chris Greer is. You could say he knows where the bodies are buried. You know, he stood up for Ross and the whole Flores boat situation. Whatever. You could say whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a fact. And it's, I agree with the people that don't like it and want Chris Greer out of here for their reasons. But I also have always stood on business that I'm a supporter of Chris Greer because I think here's a guy who admittedly, all of us know this and have known, that has always had this collective mentality that, you know, has to deal with the marketing department and ownership and their priority over making money. And then whatever whining coach he's got to deal with that thinks they know how to tell him to do his job, he has to make that work. And he makes this soup and he's trading up, trading back, getting free agents and drafting. And as far as a talent, strictly applying talent and keeping the cap together year in and year out and fielding a decent product, he has generally managed that better than you could expect for all the factors we know he has to deal with. That's it. And he's the devil we know. You want to bring some other guy in here? Is he just going to be some shill for the marketing department to sign Ndamukong Suh and, you know, have these weird press conferences rolling out orange carpet and shit? What are we talking about? Or do you want a guy that kind of knows the inner workings of this rat's nest of monstrosity until something else comes, until there's like a full ownership? You know, if Ross passes and his daughter takes over and there's some new page turn, that's when fine. But as long as we're on this ship, sinking or not, you might as well have this mofo captain in it. And that's a defeatist mentality, and I agree, but I'm telling you, the latter will be worse than where we are at right now. I guarantee that. It will not get better. It will get worse. You'll get another Joe Philbin up in here with some you'll have a new GM that's in over his head with some diva head coach, and you'll have it all on Hard Knocks to watch. That's what you'll get when Chris Greer leaves the building. Mark my words. Mark my words. And it'll be an embarrassment, bro. God, I'm feeling sick after that monologue. I want to call my grandmama.
Yeah, but we signed an offensive lineman. I'm excited. We've, Chris Greer listens to the show. I've been slamming the table that we address the offensive line depth on this team. I said it was a weak link on the offensive lineman. A lot of people are all excited because we got Jonah and James Daniels, and it looks like we actually have a starting offensive line. Well, that's great, but it's only as good as what the people behind them can do, to be honest. And that's where all the question marks are for me. So we brought in somebody who has a lot of starting experience. He started over
66 games.
Yeah. And it's a really interesting story. The man goes by Daniel Brunskill. All right. And
I got an image of him here, Ali. Before
ahead.
you get on the interesting one part, because I do want to hear this. This guy spent some time in San Francisco, so he has some familiarity, A, with the system, and B, with Mike McDaniel. And then also he spent some time with the Titans alongside Aaron Brewer and Akeem Hines Hicks, or whatever the fuck his name is.
Mm-hmm.
So there is some. The Dolphins have been targeting Titans players for the last few years, and seems to be some idealistical desire along with talent evaluation that they like. I do got to ask this, though. I mean, look at this guy. I got to say, he, no cap. I posted a tweet when I seen this guy. I said, yo, This guy looks like a 59-year-old twice divorced PE teacher. That's what he looks like. Like this is the dude that's going to come in. This is the guy that they're saying is going to take Liam Eichenberg's job. Now, I'm not like, oh, Liam Eichenberg's the bomb, but I'm sorry. You can all say, oh, that guy play favoritism with Liam Eichenberg. You don't play favoritism for 4+ years right now. When you hand guys like this and expect them to overtake Liam Eichenberg, and the big mountain man says, I think not. And he just keeps the job. So I know you're high on this dude, but I gotta be honest, man. This guy's gonna take the Eichenberg job. He gonna take Ike's job.
Well, actually, hold up for 1 second. Who's high on this dude? That's my question.
Oh, I thought you said this dude was
I said that what I was saying. I'm happy they finally brought somebody in to maybe address that depth. I don't know if this guy's the answer, to be honest. But what I do know about him, and that's kind of what I was getting into, was that he has started a lot of games over the years, right? 66 games. And just so you know, the current depth chart, according to the pundits, ESPN and other news outlets, they're saying that this guy is a right guard, okay? But what I will tell you is that he actually has experience starting and playing at every position. And because when he came into the league, he was an offensive tackle. From there, he got moved to right guard. He also played center as well. Very versatile.
Who's this guy? Is his name Liam Eichenberg?
I'm just saying.
You're literally reading Liam Eichenberg. He was drafted as a tackle.
Sounds like that.
Played right tackle, moved into guard, played some center.
Yeah.
Played the other side of the guard. This is Liam Eichenberg. This is Eichenberg's father.
And
there's Liam Eichenberg's dad. That's who it is. That's Liam Eichenberg's dad.
Well, I will say he looks like he got some more grit than Liam Eichenberg does, to be honest.
Dude, that's called, I don't know if I'd call that grit. I mean, listen, I got to be honest. I'm not crossing, homie. He does look like he could. He looks like he does.
He could headbutt you and then crack open a beer and chug it, bro. That's what he looks like.
He looks like a guy that'll kill you over his flapjacks. Yeah. That's what he looks like. He looks like a dude that when he sits down at his all wooden table on a wooden stool with a mountain of pancakes in front of him, he hovers over it like this, and he just doesn't look up until the pancakes are gone. And if you even get in his circle, he stabs you with his fork. That's what he looks like.
So this guy also was a starter in 2020 for the 49ers and 2021. 2022.
49ers were good those years.
Yeah, from 2019 to 2022, he was a regular starter for the 49ers, pretty much. He played for Tennessee for 2 years, started the right guard for 14 games in 2023. And then 2024, he was pretty much their primary center after their center went down for injury. So, he has a lot of experience. I'll give him that. From what I understand, what they say about him, he's very versatile at every position. Coaches praised him as, being that, go ahead and put him anywhere, fit, plug and play type of offensive lineman that you want as a depth piece. Known for athleticism and strong footwork, and effective at run blocking. That's what everybody says.
Well, I like the effective at run blocking. I do find it a little telling that also today with the signing of Mr. Brunskill, Daniel Brunskill, they waived Brett Gabbert. Fine. I don't even know we had a guy named Brett Gabbert. I know a Blaine Gabbert quarterback. I don't know who the fuck a Brett Gabbert is.
Maybe
but
related, possibly. I don't know.
I don't know. They also have placed Darren Waller and Liam Eichenberg on the PUP list. And then they put safety Efeminafu on the non-football injury reserve list. So this guy gets signed. Eichenberg gets on the PUP list. What do you think, Ali?
Look, I don't know what's going on with Eichenberg because my understanding, he went to OTAs, minicamp, all that, no problem. So out of nowhere, he gets a non-football injury or something, or maybe he can't perform somehow. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It could be the Dolphins know what they have in him already, and because you can be taken off the PUP list at any point, just so you know. There's no like time limit. You have to be on it before you're pulled off or anything like that.
Until 53 roster cuts.
Yes. Then after that, there's a time limit. So for right now, if you look at certain rooms, such as the offensive line room, there's a lot of guys that we know what they have and what they can do, but there's a lot of guys that this team needs to find out if they have talent or not. So is it possible that maybe they're stashing him just for now so they can evaluate the younger talent that haven't been around here? Is that possible? Very possible. Very possible. We need to see.
I think it's exactly that, Ali. I think it's 100 million% that, and I think what they're doing is they're you have a certain amount that you can have at training camp together, and they're taking their PUP list people and activating people that they know are making the team, or at least for now know that are safe, to get a look at potentially some other guys, A, for camp bodies, B, for competition, and C, probably with this O-lineman, a desperate need for some depth, and getting a minute to look at it and stuff like that. That's more likely what's happening. And listen, they're saying that is Blaine Gabbert's brother.
Yeah.
Hey, so what did we have to do to sign this new offensive player?
Nothing. Give him veteran minimum, and he's getting minimum money and no guarantees. There's no like real big contract. He's basically.
I like what you said, Ali, because you know what's interesting about Europe. It seems like they're doing it for all sports now. Is players that come from over there play all.
But we haven't gotten on that part yet. Like, we haven't gotten on the European part yet, Tom.
We haven't gotten there yet.
What do you mean? You just said. Isn't the guy we're just talking about, isn't he from Europe?
No, we haven't got on it yet. We're getting ready to get on it.
We're going to talk about...
Who are you talking about right now then? Who's the guy?
That guy. Just, we're talking about the guy you're thinking of. He's just not from Europe.
He's been to Europe, and that's what we're going to talk about.
Well, that's the next part. That's what we're talking about next. We're just talking about his resume.
Where's he from?
He was playing with the Titans for the last 2 years, and then the 4 years before that, he was with the 49ers. He's 31 years old. He's started 66 games in the NFL.
Okay. So he just went to Europe.
Yeah.
No, he didn't just go to Europe. Let's go ahead and get on the Europe thing. Let's clear up that Europe thing for Tom, because I don't think he's getting it.
So I was in my deep dive of this player. Come to find out, he was one of like 4 NFL players that had the galls to actually go to Hungary and teach kids how to play American football there. So I thought that was really interesting. He actually brought American football to Budapest, right? That's probably what you're referencing. But that I thought that was really interesting. Going to
big homie went to Hungary and no one else wanted to go. He's like, I'll go. Look at this guy. You think anybody when Daniel Brunskill went to Hungary, he left them starving when he was done. That's how that man went. He left them starving. Daniel Brunskill went to Hungary, and when he left the country starving.
For more American football, that's what.
Yeah, for more.
Yeah, he left them starving.
Look. I appreciate something like that, even though it's off the field. I think I appreciate it more because the fact that it tells me that he's okay going into like a foreign situation that he may not be comfortable with, to have to do something with it.
He can adapt quickly, baby.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of like why I like this move. Let's say Eichenberg is injured, which I don't think he is personally, but let's say he has something going on. Why not get somebody that you could easily fit in that's, has experience in the scheme, and that he'll fit in real quick without having to like accommodate him in any kind of way. You know what I mean? That's why I think it's a smart move by our front office, to be honest. But ultimately about him himself, I think all around, I think that this move will it will work out.
Yo,
How about sending Dolphins?
Victor, Bills fan, says,
and let them stay there.
it says, how about sending the Dolphins to Budapest and let them stay there?
I think they should send Tua there. Maybe he'll come back with some hair on his chest.
Damn.
Just saying.
Damn.
Send Michael K there as an undercover Dolphins fan.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh God. Anyway, no, I think the move is good, bro. I think it's something we need to see. I'm very question mark when it comes to the offensive line depth that we have. Liam Eichenberg really was, and there's also Brunham too, but I don't know. Brunham's tape was so bad, though. I don't know what they're expecting from him, to be honest.
Well, yeah, but this was a good addressing of the offensive line signing this player, because you said he plays like you said he play. What does he do? Like, what's really good about him?
He's a guard, but he's played in all positions on the O line.
That's what I meant. Yeah, that's
in
what
college. He was a tight end, so he's understand the art of.
Dude, that's dope. Honestly, I think those are the best kind of defensive or offensive linemen, or people that can guard and catch. Because
he ain't no fucking tight end now, but he did.
No. Yeah, but if the ball gets popped, if the ball gets popped up in the air, he might have a good chance of catching it.
But here's the other flip side of it too, is that I'm looking at it in the sense that he understands offense and what tight ends have to do. So because he has understanding of that,
it's going to help us go 12-5.
His own position that knows what his responsibility is to help support that person. You understand what I'm saying? So that's that's how I'm looking at it.
Chris Greer. Chris Greer's listening to y'all. He heard color from his cardboard straw.
I'll play Christopher Colors. I'll play Colors position here because I learned something else about this guy. So just so you guys know, with a much deeper voice, because I can't do Colors' voice perfectly, but it's like
just so you guys know.
Just so you guys know, Brunskill's name is derived from northern Germania, and his name actually translates legitly, and this is actually fact. You can look it up. His name actually it translates to Brown Hill.
Really?
It does.
Yes. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Oh my God, you killed it.
So if the offensive line is so bad, or if the offensive line is so good one way or another, we can say, look at that shit.
I like Ali doing color, but not as much as I liked color doing Mark. When he used to do Mark, that was the funniest stuff. Shout out to Mark.
That was good, Ali. You don't make me laugh off
really
Ali,
good.
but that was
really good.
That was good. I liked it. You killed it with the end with the Brown Hill or something like that.
Hit the like button, everybody. I for me, guys, this Daniel Brownhill guy, Brunskill, I think he's just a camp guy. I'd be surprised if they ended up keeping him. Maybe it's a dude they look to try to get on the practice squad after 53-man roster cuts.
Do we know how much money they gave him? I saw someone said $5 million.
No,
if that's legit, then maybe we're keeping them.
They definitely. I very seriously doubt they gave him $5 million. That would be wild. If they gave him $5 million, then I'm completely wrong. But no, there's literally nothing on him right now. I'm not even gonna look. Whoever said that's a liar.
Okay, I'm just verifying because I wanted to know.
Now I feel like I gotta look it up. Ali, can you look it up, Ali? See if you got any money?
I'm looking it up right now. I don't see nothing, so that's why I'm asking.
Right, yeah, no, I haven't heard anything like that. That's some wild stuff. Somebody out there. But all right. So yeah, look, I until further assessment, he's a guy that look, we need depth in that room. There's a lot there, but once it comes down to 53-man roster cuts, I don't think they keep more than 8 offensive linemen, and they might look to go young with potential upside in such a highly injured room and injury prone and injury history room that they've got, at least with their on starter papers. So I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? I don't know. I'm more concerned about what are they going to do at corner, but they still got some time on all that. They're going to be shaking things out. We're going to be getting videos from camp, all kinds of good stuff. We're going to be keeping an eye on it, checking out the battles, seeing who's shining, whose stock's rising, whose stock's falling, all that good stuff. And, this is the time. It's on like Donkey Kong. So hit the like button, everybody. A couple of the players did stop by today. Who do we want to hear from? Do we want to hear from Alec Engel? Do we want to hear from Bradley Chubb? Do we want to hear from...
Before we do that, though, we didn't really address Darren Waller at all being on the PUP list.
That's true.
We didn't. Ultimately, I think Darren Waller is only on the PUP list because this is a guy that's been retired for how many years and is coming back from retirement. He probably is not in... he needs to get all that rust off. They probably need to get him working in the gym or something to get him conditioned and all that stuff. Even though he came in good shape, I don't know. I personally think that's kind of what they're doing with him, to be honest. They need to acclimate. He needs to acclimate. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I think that's in accordance. They would want to play it safe, right? Who knows? He could think he's in football shape. He could put that helmet on, get cracked a couple times, and go, whoops, I'm going to go back to singing country rap. That's exactly what's going to happen. Yeah. There's some rumors about, the Dolphins looking at Noah Fant. That could be somebody. I would be shocked if they brought in another tight end so early. If it's week 1 and Darren Waller isn't playing, and then they go to sign a Noah Fant, maybe. But there's some rumblings and some rumors talking about Noah Fant. Let's bring in him. Dolphins are looking at him. That would be wild. If they bring in Noah Fant, you might as well just let Darren Waller go. What's going on here? Or is that what they're going? I don't know. What are they doing? Bring me better offensive linemen with that money. Bring me a corner with that money. A Noah Fant? What the hell? I don't know. But it is something being talked about. But it's funny you should say that, Ali, about Darren Waller, because only 4 players had media availabilities today, and Darren Waller was one of them. Let's hear what he's got to say for himself on being here with the Miami Dolphins.
Said you wanted to play for the Dolphins. Like, from your perspective, how it all came together to come here?
Yeah, it was the timing of that was really strange. I got this I heard this phone called a light phone last February, so I'm not really hip to anything that really goes on the internet anymore. So it was like the timing of that happened to be when I called him and was like, hey, I'm reaching this point in just my life journey where I feel like it'd be something that I want to do to come back to football, and this is a place where I'd want to do it. I was content in my retirement, but I also felt like this was an opportunity for me to, if this is my last chapter playing football, to close it in a way that's different than I did before, and one that allows me to tap into the joy of why I started doing it in the first place. So, Drew helped orchestrate that. He's the best in the business, and I'm just grateful to be here.
All right. I got to stop it right here. I am not happy with this so far. I got to be honest. I'm not happy with this so far, boys. This guy's talking about his life journey and all this stuff. And
who is that?
That's our new tight end, Darren Waller. He was huge. He was huge, with the Raiders back when the Raiders were making noise. Remember when Derek Carr was, passing leader going 5,000.
Yeah, Darren Waller. Yeah, I remember him.
He was there catching passes from Derek Carr, and Hunter Renfrow was smoking everybody on those slots and stuff. But then he went to the Giants, played well in the beginning. Giants were a dumpster fire. They started playing him at running back, and he quit and retired. And now the Dolphins got him back in a trade for some weird type of out of retirement thing. But just, I mean, listen to what he's saying, dude. I mean, and I get it. Like, this is the stuff, but just listen.
You just kind of tell us that you wanted to play for the Dolphins, like from your perspective, how it all came together to come here.
You wanted to play with the Dolphins. From your perspective, how did it all come here? Now, admittedly, he's retired. He then back in February is like, you know what? February Super Bowl is over. I could play for the Dolphins. I could do some of, I want to.
He's sitting there on his recliner and he sits up. He like pushes the thing. And
Well, Tonk, he makes
goes,
rap music now.
I can do it one more time.
Couple more snaps in me, dog. You know who else said that? OBJ
he said cut
that.
the beat. Hold on, cut the beat real quick.
Yeah. Whoa.
Hold on a second. Cut that shit. I can do it.
I could do it. I think I got a couple more in me.
Like he takes the headphones off. He opens the door to leave the booth.
I mean,
he's like, no, call him up.
Yeah, you know what? Let me.
All right. Well, he better produce Darren Waller. I remember him playing with. So hold on. So was this the season that Derek Carr lit it up?
Yes, it was the entire time Derek Carr used to light it up. It was him there.
I mean, dude. Randy Moss kept it going for so long. So let's see if he can.
That was prior to Derek Carr, though.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
I didn't.
No, he was just making Randy Moss keep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Really strange.
Well, listen to what he says.
Strange. I got this. I heard this phone called a light phone last February. So I'm not. Really
What did he say?
A light phone?
What the fuck's a life phone? Hold on. Listen in.
February. So I'm not really hip to anything that really goes. I heard this phone called a light phone last February. So I'm not really hip to anything that.
I heard this phone call to life.
No, a light phone.
What's a life phone?
It's a device for emergency situations.
Yeah.
Basically.
What is this, motherfucker, Batman?
Well, what he was saying is that he doesn't hang out on social media and stuff. So essentially, it's a phone that just takes phone calls.
Yeah, that's called just a house phone.
So it's like an old person phone that like you can only call him on it. You can't.
Yeah, there's no social media or shit like that. He doesn't hang out on that at all, according to him.
That's cap. Okay, because you make fucking music videos and rap.
You
songs,
can make you can do that, but you don't have to hang out on social media yourself,
bro. This guy's got a bat phone.
Elvis didn't have it.
He's saying he's got a closed circuit emergency phone with no buttons on it. That's a bat phone.
Yeah, he is Batman, I guess.
I mean, I'm not necessarily saying he's telling the truth.
I was sitting here. It's February, and I get a call from Commissioner Gordon. And he's like, hey, Miami, what do you think? It's going to be the next Gotham. Are you in? I don't know why he's got a country-ass accent.
Repeat it one more time. I want to hear what he said one more time just to make sure it is.
Yeah, no problem.
It was really strange. I got this. I heard this phone called a light phone last February.
I heard this phone call to life phone.
So you can't show what he's saying? Like you don't have
No, I like guessing. I mean, yeah, I could, but
fuck all that, dude.
I was having a good time.
I got this I heard this phone called a light phone last
heard this phone call
a light phone?
A light phone.
A light
all right.
phone. Let me look that up.
Going back. What's a light phone? Goodness gracious. What kind of phone does this fucking guy got?
Light phone.
You know what?
Oh, here it is. The light phone?
Yeah, I'm looking it up myself. It's some type of cell phone technology. Oh
Calendar.
Shit! This is kind of an interesting phone, to be honest.
It's like a BlackBerry.
It's like a BlackBerry PDA. Remember when people had PDAs?
PDA? You mean a Palm Pilot?
Well, they used to be called. That's basically a PDA. Yes.
So he's
They
got
used to call it
he's
PDA.
got a data organizer. So we got some rich people fucking elitist bullshit. All right, continue.
Straight up. Yeah,
That's what that is. He got some rich
Yeah.
elitist shit. Is what he's got. Okay, we get
He's
it.
like-
You got your own special satellite texting phone call device
He's like, yeah,
that the
dude.
world can't
Exactly.
find you or bother you. We got it.
It's just so you can
Yeah.
have your music and your calendar and your notes all
Yeah,
together.
you fucking dork.
Actually, it was kind of funnier. It was kind of funnier if he had the life phone instead. To be honest.
Yeah, the life
Yeah,
phone
dude,
was
it was
cool.
actually cooler when
Having
you
the
had like an
bat
old
phone-
person phone.
Yeah, you had like
Dude,
an old rotary phone with no numbers on it. You only had incoming calls for emergencies only. You're kind of like a hermit. I kind of respect it. But this,
Like, yeah,
you got
you're
some
like-
rich
you
elitist.
like have that Batman phone.
Yeah, you
or-
had the red bat phone. I can respect that. But having some elitist light phone device that now it's going to be the iPhone in 30 years from now. Go fuck yourself, pal.
The phone that Bruce Wayne has when he's out hanging out with all the other rich people.
Go fuck yourself, pal.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's funny.
Yeah. Fucking dork.
He's like, we're so cool. We're so cool.
Y'all ever heard of a light phone? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's so cool. Look, it says phone, alarm, directions, music notes, calendar.
No
What
social
else do you
media.
need, bro?
No social media. Fuck it.
Yeah, bro.
All right, let's continue. This poor bastard. He ain't got 5-10 seconds into this interview. Tearing him up.
Let's keep it going. Keep it going.
Tearing him up.
Come here.
Yeah, it was the timing of that was really strange. I got this I heard this phone called a light phone last like February. So I'm not really hip to anything that really goes on the internet anymore. So it was like the time.
Okay, so last February he got a light phone.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. That's what he got it. He got a light phone last February because he don't want to be on social media no more. I think that's after, never mind. Let's just continue.
Timing of that happened to be when I called him and was like, hey, like, I'm reaching this point in just my life journey where I feel like it'd be something that I want to do to come back to football. And this is a place where, I'd want to do it. I was content in my retirement, but also.
Okay, hold up. Let's stop him right there. Gets the light phone on his new life journey back in February, another chapter in his life journey. And also lets Drew Rosenhaus, his good old Drew, who's fleeced the Dolphins for more money than I'd fucking whatever. Anyhow, says, I'm content in my retirement. But, if the Miami Dolphins were calling me, I would totally get down with that, That's pretty much what he's saying. I could come out of retirement. I could do that Odell Beckham thing, the blocker, the 10 snaps a game. I could do that. That's what he's saying.
And I want to do to come back to football. And this is a place where, I'd want to do it. I was content in my retirement, but I also felt like this was an opportunity for me to, if this is my last chapter playing football, to close it in a way that's different than I did before. And one that allows me to tap into the joy of why I started doing it in the first place. So, Drew helped orchestrate that. He's the best in the business, and I'm just grateful to be here.
Man, thank God for Drew Rosenhaus just making fucking miracles happen for these fucking downtrodden boys. I mean, he just wanted to change the way it went, change the way he left football, and wanted to do it, content in retirement. But
we're happy to accommodate.
Thank God. At least I can morally feel whether the Dolphins win or lose or not, Tonk. Whether we get a Super Bowl or not, I'm going to feel better about myself that we've given Darren Waller the chance to feel differently about his NFL career. Thank you.
It's the lifestyle.
Best of luck to the kid. I hope he shows up and shows out, and they're talking about him as a Pro Bowl, but I don't hear a guy that says they're motivated to get back to football because they want to prove the doubters wrong and want to win a championship. I hear a guy who wants one last paycheck and a hurrah. Now, that might be the scorned, spiteful Dolphins fan in me, but you made me this way. Let's continue.
No knowledge that Johnny had just been traded before you made the call to Drew, or
No, from what he told to me, like it was being orchestrated at the time that I called him, but when the deal was done, I had no knowledge that it was being done.
Darren, you, Casey Hens from WPLG in Miami. Nice to meet you. You obviously are reconnecting with Frank Smith. Can you just speak a little bit about that relationship and how much that played into it?
Frank is my guy, man. So when I got claimed off the Ravens practice squad in 2018, I got to the Raiders, and he was my tight end coach. Met me at the door, and one of the first things he was interested in was, what do I need as a man, like in my newfound sobriety, like whatever I need to just be solid as a human being. And then that struck me a lot. And then just his knowledge of the game, the culture that he created, not only in our room, but just with how he interacted with players, I thought was rare in coaches I had seen to that point. And, some of the best years of my career were with him in the room, and just some of my best football memories overall. So to be able to reconnect with him is amazing.
Darren, Al Butler from UPI. How's it going?
All right. Happy to work again with Frank Smith, Miami Dolphins offensive coordinator, co-offensive coordinator, play caller role, having a relationship. Again, that was his best years there with the Raiders, hands down. Had no luck with the Ravens. That's when he was going through his personal issues. But, look, again, yeah, I really hope that he does well and all that stuff, man. But I don't know. It's just all too often. How many times am I going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe with these late season name recognition, long in the tooth signings where we give X amount of money, whether it's a little or a lot, and it's just, these guys' jerseys used to sell like a mofo in a city somewhere else a couple of years ago, but here they're collecting that final paycheck and going to go buy a condo in Boca. And that's how it's been for the Dolphins. I hope that's not the case with Darren Waller right now, but if it happens, I'm not surprised.
Good, how are you?
We heard that you had kind of a fading passion for the game, and then you had this itch to play again. Were there specific moments last year during the season that kind of got you that itch to get back?
Yeah, I went to the ATM and it said denied, and I was like, damn.
I said, oh, damn.
Damn. Drew, I feel like I could play the football. I mean, I'm content not playing football, but I'd play in Miami. I kind of like it there.
Yeah, I feel like just like times where I watched the game. I didn't watch a ton of games last year, but when I would watch, it was just like just watching the game be played and just like being with like friends and stuff, and like they're asking me questions about what's going on in the game, and like kind of giving them some generic answers, and it's just realizing like, okay, like there's been a lot of times where I've wrestled and that joy has kind of been elusive, but I've always found moments where it came back, and it's something I have been able to experience, and I feel like that's possible this time around, and I'm already having a lot of fun just being here, being amongst these coaches, amongst the players, amongst the staff. It's already been a lot of fun.
Darren, what do you expect to bring to this team, especially at your position?
I expect to bring playmaking ability. There's a lot of guys on this team that can do amazing things with the ball. I'm excited to just be a part of that group. I feel like I can bring just some wisdom and experience to not only my position room, but to the team. I feel like everything you probably experience, except probably winning the Super Bowl, is something that I've gone through, whether it's been drafted late, core special teams guy, suspended from the league, practice squad, starter, Pro Bowler, traded a couple times. Like, there are guys that are going through situations and going through things that may need somebody to lean on and talk to. I feel like I could be that as well, but most importantly, just somebody that does their job at a high level.
So why Miami? Is it the city, the team? Did you have connections?
Thank God, Hal, asking a real question.
Yeah, just answering the question about Coach Frank Smith was a big deal of why I wanted to be here, and just seeing the way that they do things, like the way Mike is so like innovative, and the weapons that are on offense. And I got guys like Alec Ingold is a friend of mine from playing with him before, and how highly he speaks of just being here, not only for the team and the community. So it was somewhere I definitely wanted to be.
How would you describe your approach?
Can you pause it for a moment?
It's
or is
paused,
it just
bro.
paused? Okay.
It's paused.
I want to make my opinion, and I respect your opinion in the sense that you didn't want to hear how he's saying he came here, this is the place he wanted to play, and blah blah blah. It kind of sounds like he's here for a payday, right?
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, if I'm the Miami Dolphins and I'm trying to restore, accountability, right? This guy is very, very well spoken. He's very, very professional, right? All the things he just said about being in different scenarios, being traded, being a Pro Bowler, being suspended, all those things are accurate that he went through.
Those.
And in addition to that, when you have we are one of the youngest teams in the league now.
Oh, he's going to be great for it.
When you're looking at that, this is a very smart move. Even the deal we gave him, we only gave him $2 million, but there's some incentives that could raise that. I get it. I think this is a good move. I think he's a guy you want in the locker room based on how he carries himself, how he talks. Very, very professional. I have to give it to him. Unlike the OBJ experiment, this guy came front and center, ready to talk. He's given us more words than I think OBJ said his entire time being here, to be honest.
I mean, yeah.
And I get what you're saying. Yeah, but I wanted somebody that wants to come here to fight and ready. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't agree. I don't disagree at all. I agree with your premise on that. I'm just saying that being a cheap locker room guy you can bring in that knows is going to be the yes guy for Frank Smith, right? To hold it down. This is kind of what I imagined, to be honest. Go ahead.
I mean, look, there's people wanting to see him unretired. I thought it was premature for him to retire on his career. But I don't know. Like, could we see the guy that has the love for the game? Because I'm telling you right now, the first and foremost thing you need to have to play the game of football is heart. If you ain't got the heart in it, I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's plenty of these guys that are professional and they can go in and they ain't got to give it the heart, but they ain't gonna cut it for long. And if you don't have the heart, it's just, dude, you're asking to get beat up or to beat other people up. That's it. It's a fight the whole time. And you got to either work so hard that when the fight comes, you're winning, or get beat up until you learn how to work harder to beat them. That's it. And if you ain't got heart, you're not going to be down for none of that. It'd be like, no, you need heart and you need discipline. And I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm just saying that it is a far cry to see a guy who's like, oh, Frank Smith's here and, Alec Ingold's friends and they love it here and they love the atmosphere. And I mean, I'm just show me. I don't, there's a lot of fluff right now. His life journey, his dumbass light phone and him disconnecting from fucking social media, and he's got this whole lived experience. I'm glad we're all fucking here in his great fucking journey of life. I just don't want to be one stepping stone on his last payday so he can feel decent about living in a good city and on a good team where the coach is going to wipe his fucking ass. That's yay. I got to be honest. So next up, speaking of showing us, Tyreek Hill meets with media today.
Oh, he's going to be great for us, man. His presence was felt immediately, like once he stepped into the locker room, and some of the things he said about
talking about
having
Waller,
that wisdom, being able to live through some of those experiences, what most players want to feel as far as like being an All-Pro, being a Pro Bowler, being on a winning team. He's brought that to our team. So I think it's great, man. Obviously, he's a playmaker. I think I told him this. I said, you look better than what you did when you played, because when he used to play, he used to be fetish when he played with the Raiders. But now he's like a physical unit. I'm like, bro, like, this is what I'm talking about. So I think it's great that he's on our team, man. And also, I just want to say, man, Cam, I've been watching the workout videos. You look good, bro. Hey, I've been seeing you, bro. I didn't even know you was in here until you like asked him a question. I'm like, hold on, he big time now. Sitting in the back, low key. Keep doing your thing, baby.
As far as your pursuit, you had mentioned getting 2,000 yards, which I think could fit into the offense.
Right.
How big of a goal is that for you, and what do you think that would do for this offense and for this team?
I think it'd be great, man. But at the end of the day, football is all about winning games. Being there for your team in those big moments. Those crucial downs like third down, and just being available, man, for my team, man. 2,000, I feel like that's just a personal goal that I would like for myself. But I feel like the even bigger goal for myself and then also for this team is just to win games, win playoff games and, continue to build from there, man. So.
Everybody remembers the final moment where you basically said you wanted out.
Yeah.
But that was the first year that you had never qualified for the playoffs.
Right.
What were the emotions going through your mind at that point?
Well, my whole life, man, I've always been a competitor, dog.
All right, so here it comes. We've been waiting for this question. Finally, Omar Kelly asks it. It's what Tyreek Hill's comments were, and at the end of last season that he was quitting. He wants to quit on the team. He ain't gonna be around for all this losing and all this bullshit that the Dolphins got going on. And once he realized that the contract's the way it is and the money's the way it is, and that ain't the way to get on another team, and he really probably doesn't want to leave Miami with how much of a cush job and fame and everything it's brought him as far as, the things he wants plus the money he wants. So here's what he has to say.
My grandparents raised me that way. I enjoy winning. I mean, I know how to lose, but in those moments like that, I need to be better as a leader, and I realized that throughout this whole entire offense because ever since me and my family got here, this fan base has been special to us. Showing up to like different engagements. Whenever we meet people in the community, they've been great. So as a leader of this team and also as a leader of this community, I just need to be better in that sense. And then just know like there are like a ton of like little kids that like look up to me as a player, as a role model. So I just got to remind myself of that, you know what I'm saying? And then just take hold of that and then own it. So that's why this year, man, I've been this whole entire offseason, I've been busting my tail. Me and my dad, I told my dad, I said, I want to see what it looks like whenever I focus just on football and I just focus on myself and family. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I really haven't been given the best version of me, of Tyreek, my whole entire career. You know what I'm saying? I've always been trying to be here, be there, but me being able to like slow down a little bit, train and bust my tail for myself and then also for this community and this team, I feel like it'll be worth it. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to see what that version of myself looks like. So I'm looking forward to it. Today was our conditioning test.
I mean, listen, say what you want. And you could maybe say he's full of it or anything.
I don't think he's
really.
I don't think he's full of it.
Extremely sincere.
I mean,
that
dude,
sounded like a guy that's trying to learn from his lessons.
Well, maybe going through surgery, a second surgery, and all this personal stuff. Maybe he's had a lot of time to reflect, and maybe he's feeling better about being with the team now and stuff. I don't know, but I like that. I like what he was saying. Again, lip service, potentially.
We've heard this too, and listen, it's at the beginning. Things start coming, by the seams. You start seeing some of the things that happened last year happen again this year, and people could be rats off a ship real quick. But, I don't know. I think he was sincere in how he believes that he's never been his best self. I got news for them. I don't think anybody feels like they were ever their best self ever, always, unless they, I don't know, maybe they have. I think even when you accomplish the goals you do, you even think, well, if I worked a little harder, could I do a little bit more? Bahana renewing the membership. Salute, Bahana. Salute. Hit the like button, everybody. Welcome back to the family, Bahana.
Look, I personally think that with that question, I think he's kind of sincere. But how he responded and what he said for some of the other questions, if you go back last year or the year before that in the same offseason, it's almost like repackaged answers just given in a different order. I love my family and football. The fans are special, and I'm here. We're all about winning and blah 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 blah. We've heard this since day one, since he's been here, right? For me, it's kind of like, all right, time to shut up and let's prove it. Let's prove you're here for all about winning.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's where I'm at with this team, to be honest. I kind of feel like it has to be up and down. I wish people would ask Darren Waller some of these questions, because, to be honest, if you want to ask a hard question, and this was the downfall of Darren Waller before he retired, I would ask him, since you're divorced now, how does that help you come back to love football? Because ultimately his downfall is the whole divorce that was played out publicly, right?
Yep.
And then he ended up retiring right afterwards. So my point is, that would be a hard question to ask him, because he's talking about being with some guys and giving generic answers. That kind of sounds scripted. I'll give you that. That's kind of scripted. He was very professional about it, and he does sound very well spoken. So I know he got the love somehow, and he got back to being the professional that he is. How, what changed? Somebody needs to ask Tyreek Hill.
I feel like Darren Waller was defeated, and not just in life, but in everything, personal, professional, and everything.
At that time, yeah, I agree. I agree.
Again, I think in the parallel that you're talking about, Tyreek for a moment felt like that, and he talked about wanting to quit. Darren Waller did quit, and now Dolphin fans are clapping for him because he chooses them. But they're ready to throw Tyreek Hill up out of here for thinking something and talking about it, not just doing it like Darren Waller did. Do you see that? It's a little hypocrisy here, if you ask me.
That's
and I'm not saying we shouldn't hold them both to the same standard, but let's not act like one's different than the other. Tyreek Hill has given us way more as far as dividends than Darren Waller ever had. Why is he getting so much carte blanche with Dolphin fans?
Michael K., I have a funny story about this. Sometime I'll tell you guys on Saturday night at Club Exhale. So check it out.
Heck yeah, check out Saturday Night Club Exhale.
I shaved and I look like I'm 12 now. That's what he's I'll say it here. I'll go ahead and tell you guys here. So
all right,
woke up super early the other day, right? And I planned on trimming my beard and everything. And as I was looking at it, and I was like, man, this thing, I need to shave it off and regrow it back. And this time around, I'm going to use proper beard conditioner and stuff, because it was starting to it gets irritating when you get facial hair at some point, get that itchiness. Well, anyway, I got up super early. Wife is asleep and everything. I shave and everything, and I lay back down on the bed. My wife wakes up and sees me and screams. She didn't know who I was. She freaked out for 1 second. Was like, "Oh my god, I thought you were somebody else in the bed."
Yeah, just some rando laying in her bed. It's awesome.
I thought it was so funny, dude. You had to be there. It was funny.
I'll be sure to wait in your bedroom for the next funny event. He said you had to be there. That's an invitation. I'll see you. All right. So next up on our list, old Bradley Chubb back in the hood.
Do you want to start off? What's the best part of summer?
Best part of summer.
Oh my God. Best part of summer.
building from you guys.
I'm
I know there's
skipping that one.
Those are the stupid, those dumbest
What was the
questions.
best part of summer?
It's
What's
so
the best part
stupid,
of
man.
summer?
It's like how much are you getting paid to ask that question?
Hey, Bradley, what was the best part of summer?
Who was the person who asked the question? Do you know?
I'll tell you what the worst part of summer is. Questions like that.
Here. I got it. Hello, this is John from Vogue magazine. What was the best time of your summer? Can you go into details?
Please let me know your
Is
summies.
that Versace you're wearing, or is that Versace?
Dude, yeah, exactly, dude. Come on, bro. It's a football friggin' thing. Look at his face. He's like, God, am I at summer camp? Fucking
around the building from you guys. I know there's OTAs, but is it different, or how do you describe it?
I see everybody hungry, man. Everybody's just ready to get to work. You know, we see the outside things, and everybody has their own things they've been focusing on and coming back from. Me personally, coming back from being a year out, and everybody kind of has their own motivation. But I feel like everybody's just hungry and ready to put the work in and get things rolling.
What do you think of the Ramsey for Minka trade?
I mean, it's unfortunate when you got to let a player like that go, but it's also great when you get a great player like Minka. You know what I mean? With the same draft class and seeing all the things he's done in this league, man. I know he's going to bring it to the table here, and where it all started for him too. So it's going to mean a little bit something to him. So it's dope to have him in the building, and you know, you just hate to see Ramsey go. He's a good guy, but wish him the best in Pittsburgh.
yeah, I mean, what a freaking weird Dolphins draft. Minka Fitzpatrick, trade him, then trade for him back a couple years later. I mean, just what a life cycle going on right now. Look at Bradley Chubb, the professional, the seasoned veteran, just speeding through these answers, giving it how it is, not giving a damn. He ain't talking about what he did for summer, his fucking life journey, you know, the things he needs to do and how he needs to be better. And he's just like, nope, guys are ready, getting ready, fuck out of here, I'm ready.
How much do you guys need that leadership in the secondary from a defensive standpoint?
Yeah, man, we just need that leadership, honestly, all over the team, man, and everybody sees it.
See, dude, say, how much would you need leadership? Honestly, dog, we need leadership all over the goddamn team. What you talking about? Trying to win football games.
Hey, at least he's being honest.
He's honest, but he's also just, you know, he's like, bro, he's cooking right now.
Be that guy, and then when you have a guy like that, like I said, that all the man, we just need that leadership, honestly, all over the team, man, and everybody sees it. Everybody wants to step up, be that guy, and then when you have a guy like that, like I said, that all the accolades, all the character guy he is, come into that room, it's just going to do nothing but boost everybody up around him. So it's great to like I said, add that to the team and into that secondary as well.
I want to ask you about the cornerbacks. Obviously, edge rushers and quarterbacks, you guys eat together from a coverage standpoint. What's it like going into a season where basically everybody on the unit except for Cater does not have significant experience?
I mean, yeah, that's a valid question. I mean, at the end of the day, I see the work those guys put in each and every day on the field, off the field, as men, as players. And, you know, when you see that, you understand that it kind of takes that, oh, they haven't played. It takes that worrying away from you. You know what I mean? And you know that they're going to go to war for you. You know, I'm going to go to war for them, you know, and it's not much of they haven't played this much, they haven't did that. But, you know, you see the work, you see the determination that they put into their craft and stuff like that. And it gives you confidence in them. And when you have that confidence in them, it gives them confidence as well.
Great question and a great answer. And that's all you can really say about it, right? I mean, look, thin at the cornerback position, but here's where the bones are being made. We're out here, we're grinding, we're working, we're installing schemes. We're going to be, you know, doing formations, lining things up, calling plays, reacting. We're going to, you know, try to figure each other out, try to work as a unit. And if they're grinding and doing what they need to do, being where they need to be and winning their one-on-one matchups more than they're losing, then you're going to be just fine. I don't give a damn who did what. Give me the next guy. Everybody's worried about getting the dude who did it last time really good. No, the trick in the NFL is to get the guy to do it really good, the next guy. That's what it is.
How hungry are you to get back out there after missing?
Starving, man. It's been a long time coming. You know, OTAs was kind of just dipping the foot in, getting around the guys again, feeling that team, that camaraderie. But now training camp is going, the seasons, you see it on the horizon. It's just about taking each and every day. And that's what I miss the most about this, honestly. Like, the training camps is never fun. It sucks, you know, you're doing it each and every day, but you're doing it together. And that's what I missed about it. That's what it's all about. So I'm just excited to get back to that.
Rather, we heard a lot the end of last season that accountability needed to be increased within the building.
Yeah.
Have any steps been taken over the course of this offseason, or has that message been sent as you guys re-enter the building?
Yeah, message has been sent. Everybody's received it. We working as a team to set that standard for ourselves, for this team, and what we wanted to look like each and every day. Over the offseason, had guys texting each other, making sure we holding each other to that standard in the offseason. You know what I mean? So it's been sent for sure. The message is loud and clear, and everybody is moving accordingly.
I mean, I think he sounds ready, Ali.
Yeah, I would say that was a great question. How hungry are you? That's what I want to know, right?
Yeah.
And the one thing he said, and I want to put a stamp on this real quick. He said that training camp is not supposed to be fun. Thank you.
Not.
Somebody that wants to bring the testosterone back to freaking training camp. Training camp is not supposed to be a joyride or let's hang out with all my rich buddies and show off our fucking cars. It's not supposed to be that. It's supposed to be dirty, grit, nasty, sweat. You better be coming back from every single practice with crotch rot. That's what it should be.
Damn,
right?
not
When
crotch
I
rot.
was at training camp in high school in 2-a-days, bro, there was not a day that I felt like I wanted to like just die, bro. That's how I felt afterwards. But one thing he said, which I really appreciate, he also said that it sucks, but we do it together. And that's how teams are built.
This is where you're supposed to build your
So
team.
far out of the people we watched, this man seems to be taking the mantle of a leader, in my opinion.
Well, I hope so, man. We need it on this team, and they need to, have that mentality together. It can't just be, leader. Don't get me wrong. I've always said you need to have a couple of just psychopaths in the locker room that you don't want to see at halftime if you're slacking and losing your job. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. Well, they have Alec Ingold that talk too. We're not going to get into that. Kind of more of the same mixed bag of nuts with these questions. Again, as the installments, the practices, the scrimmages that they have this year lined up start coming in. We're going to have some videos coming out for Fan Week. Ali, are you going in any of the camp practices at all?
Yes. The Dolph. I have tickets for all of them. So ones that I'm not going to, if I have extra tickets, I'll give them away to people. Maybe
The only contention is you got to take video and send it to us. That's the only thing we ask. For anyone who gets a ticket.
Man, they'll ban me.
Huh?
Don't say that out loud. They got.
Nah, you can video now. Oh.
I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that.
Yeah, word on the street is you can video now.
Okay. I'll believe it when I see the signs are gone.
God damn it.
But yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there August 2nd, for Member Day. But yeah, I have if you want to go, bro, if you're down here and you want to go, I got extra tickets.
I doubt I'll be down there for something like that. Where I'm working now, so it's kind of a journey.
I should be getting my tickets soon though, because I talked to one of the account managers, and they said that
they did text me. Hard Rock Stadium.
They changed how they do it. They don't just give you the tickets instantly like they did in the past. Now they wait until like the day before to give them to you because they had too many people trying to sell their tickets. Very interesting.
That's not good. Well, that's what y'all get for not hooking us up when we asked you to. I tried to buy a whole bunch of tickets, and I was going to organize a thing. We were going to try to work something out with, a couple years worth, and they wouldn't work with me. This is 2 years ago. I had like 5 or 6 people that were going to buy, tickets together.
Like training camp tickets that are free. They're trying to sell.
Of course, they're trying to sell them.
So it's kind of nuts.
Hit the like button, everybody. Hit the like button, everybody. So the final act of today's show, something that I thought we could talk about, because with the start of this season, with the 2025 season in its official capacity having beginning, could a down year, a bad season, cost Mike McDaniel his job? I think the obvious answer is yes. If it completely goes off the rails, they lose, they only win 2, 3 or 4 games. he's out of there and there was an interim head coach for the last game or so. You know what I'm saying? But that's not true in every which way. Ali, if it's a bad season, is Mike McDaniel automatically out the door?
Breaking news. No, he's not. And I'll tell you why. And I think that's kind of why we're not seeing any panic moves made by Chris Greer or Mike McDaniel. I think they've been told that they do have a mission to keep it respectable, and in the conversation. And it's really just to hold down the fort until they can get some of their financial situation with our cap in order to really build the team the way they want. They've started the first phase. Next year will be phase 2. First phase was readdressing the defensive line. That's why, I don't know if you remember, but on this very show, I said, wouldn't it be funny if the Dolphins double up or triple up on defensive tackle? Guess what? We tripled up.
Oh, well,
right?
I think we both called that because we thought they were going to go D-tackle the year prior.
Yeah.
And when they didn't, it was obvious they were going to have to double up on the interior.
I had people tell me, there's no way they're going to do that.
They're dumb.
Too many players to address, blah, blah, blah. You might be right.
Draft, buddy.
They
don't know the draft.
And in addition to... Go ahead, Tonk. I'll wait till you're done. I'm sorry, man.
Go ahead, buddy.
My answer is hell no, because Chris Greer is going to be like, no, that's what we've been doing in the past. So we're going to see it through. And if it's another season that's bad, maybe we'll consider moving to the defensive coordinator as head coach.
So
I think he's got 2 more seasons.
It's actually a valid point to say Chris Greer stand up and go, no, that's kind of something we've been doing and we're going to see this through. Does seeing it through mean Mike McDaniel and Tua, or does it just see it through with Mike McDaniel?
Just seeing Mike McDaniel, we've had a few years now with the draft. I've heard from both sides that it's the first season that we had this amount in a certain draft day, and things of that nature. And I feel like they're really addressing the offensive line very well. And just let him cook. And it's, I think it's more of a, just keep it. Yeah. I think it'll be at least a couple seasons before he's really on the hot seat.
Oh, wow. Seasons.
I would say he wouldn't be on the hot seat officially until we see what happens with this season.
And if Zach Wilson isn't part of it yet, then I don't think so. I think it'll take failure with also another quarterback for Mike McDaniel, not just Tua.
See, for me, it's if you look at how this team's constructed, they basically reset themselves defensively on what they want to do. But on the offensive side, even the additions that they brought in, they addressed positions in a way that you can see it supports Mike McDaniel's scheme. From the offensive linemen that they brought in to even the weapons that they brought in the draft, it fits the scheme that Mike McDaniel wants to run.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So for me, I kind of feel like, even though we feel that we're not confident based on what we've seen last year, I kind of feel that Ross is giving them a pass for just one bad season. And he could very well, this might be like he might not be on the hot seat, not this year, but the next year he'll be on the hot seat, because then at that point they've given everything they wanted. He needed.
But that would be a year too late. Cause if Mike McDaniel falls flat on his face, and then they're going to rebuild more on the offensive side another year for Mike McDaniel. Are they keeping Tua in this scenario? Or are they just running it back for the 5th time and saying it's going to get better this time? No, I don't see that being the case. Now,
but hold on though. Hold on. First of all, we're the Miami Dolphins. We always do something a year too late. We always do.
Ross has always been a year too late on shit like that.
Sure. That's for sure. And then number 2, think about it. Isn't there an out, I think, in the Tua contract for 2027? Right? So you have the next 2 years of Tua, right? Then you can say goodbye to Mike McDaniel, because if you're getting rid of Tua, you're getting rid of Mike McDaniel, because to be honest, the only reason you wouldn't want to get rid of Tua is because he's the one that runs Mike McDaniel's scheme, and you don't want to keep Tua, because if you do, and you get rid of Mike McDaniel, there's nobody else that's going to come in and be able to run a scheme that would help Tua, to be honest, at least from what we've seen. And then number 3, and this is the top reason, 2027 is probably going to have the biggest quarterback race ever with Arch Manning in 2027. So for me, I think he's not on the hot seat until 2026.
I don't know. I can't imagine if the Dolphins, because in this scenario, they have a bad season. What you're saying is they have a bad season, and not only do they keep Mike McDaniel, but they keep Tua. I just can't see them doing that. They would have to, one, if not both, would have to go, because somebody's head's going to need to roll, and it's not going to be Chris Greer. Or it could be all 3, depending on how bad the season is. The deal is this, is that, A, the real question beneath all of it is that if there is a bad season, is Mike McDaniel going to be safe for a tank year? Or safe for the rebuild, depending on how bad this season was. If this season was bad enough to be a tank year, and they've got, a top 8 pick, and they can get one of these quarterbacks, then it kind of answers its own question. But let's just say, is he safe for the rebuild? Would they keep him on as the same coach to rebuild the offense? I don't know.
I think it depends on when they start the rebuild, because if you're talking about 2026 being a rebuild year, I don't necessarily believe that.
Then the question, then your answer is that a bad season means 2026 Tua and Mike McDaniel are still here.
Yeah,
Nobody.
I will say this: it may, unless we go like 0-17. That's how I could see him losing.
Obviously, but it's still a bad season. Saying we only won 5-6 games. Tua and Mike McDaniel are coming back. We only win 7 games. That's a terrible season.
I agree with you. 7 is
6-7 games. 6-7 games. Dolphins.
I think he survives it.
Tua survives it, and Mike McDaniel survives it. That's wild. I would be.
Here,
torches, baby.
Here, as Chris Greer famously says to everybody, you guys are more worried about me and Mike McDaniel's job than we are.
Actually, that's honestly a perfect way. But it's not Mike. The mitigating factor here is Tua Tagovailoa, and the team's gonna keep all 3. I tell you what, that'll be exactly what we deserve after what this fan base did to itself with all their cheek clapping for Tua and all this nonsense. Their gatekeeping and how they prop up these terrible YouTube creators and these terrible, numbers nerds all over the fucking place, telling me that Tua's a good quarterback the whole time, and they're just going to make us just eat crow for 2 years too long with Mike McDaniel, Chris Greer, and fucking Tua Tagovailoa. And they're like, it's Greer's fault. It's Mike McDaniel. No, it's your fault. You guys allowed this to be perpetrated upon you over and over and over again. Ugh, God.
And I was thinking about this. Even if let's say we rolled with Tua for next 2 years, right? And we got mediocre draft picks, right? Somewhere maybe just outside the top 10 or something like that.
14.
14. We'll say 14. What do? You can still continue to build your team, and get it prepared
for a future you're not going to have. Go ahead.
All right. You can do that. Or you can trade back, get more draft capital for the following year and whatnot, the year that you really want to hit on. And if you look how they're moving, I could see them doing it. I could very well see them doing it.
I could see Chris Greer, if he is in a certain circumstance where it's Mike McDaniel, Chris Greer, and Tua Tagovailoa in 2026 season after a sub 500 2025 season, heading into the round one of the draft with the 14th pick, trading it back for some middle picks and a next year's first round pick, essentially saying this is a tank year unless Tua fucking walks on water.
I mean, look at it this way.
That would just be a wild situation.
Look at it this way, Cap. We got Ramsey's gone, so that cap situation is no longer an issue. Hill is probably, I want to say that this could be Hill's last year. Could be, right? And he won't be here anymore, so that cap situation fixed itself. The 2027 season, I think that's the season that they have an out on Tua, and we could be out of that cap situation. So
yeah, no, I get it. They can be clear of all cap and everything like that, and moving off stuff. But why would you wait to 2027? Why wouldn't you trade these guys, cut these guys, get rid of Tua, whether you're cutting them or trading them, and just tank to the umpteenth degree in 2026 without Tua?
My point is, I don't think they need to. That's my whole point. I don't think they need to tank that way anymore. Look,
absolutely, that Manning race, everybody and their mother's tanking for it.
Yeah, but I don't think
No way. You can't believe that. You can't actually say that, Cap, that you want the Dolphins to tank.
I don't.
You can't be saying it, dude.
I didn't say that I want them to. What I'm saying is that everybody and their mother's going to be tanking for it.
Look, my point is that after all this stuff, the stuff with Flores, the stuff with McDaniel, and after all this stuff, even signing Tua to the contract that we did, right? Technically, Chris Greer hasn't done anything that deserves him to be fired. Even the season we don't make the playoffs, guess what? We were respectable in those seasons enough to be in the conversation. Even the two winning seasons that everyone says was Flores' best years because we had a winning, we after 2019 when we won all those games and everything, we were in the conversation to make the playoffs. So Chris Greer has had us winning consistently, even though we're really not building the way that you or I think that we should, right? That's why I think he survives. Mike McDaniel, he's here as long as Tua's here. Once Tua's gone, then I can see him being out. That's why I say 2027.
Well, that might be. So if it is, you're correct. Mike McDaniel is here as long as Tua's here, and if Tua leaves, Mike McDaniel, that their hip is connected, then
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I think there's a world in which Tua's gone and they keep Mike McDaniel for the next offense team, because I think they'll stick with the system. And the reason I think that is this: they've been trying to build this offensive system since Ross has gotten here, since Philbin. They thought they were going to get this West Coast, type of system when they brought Philbin in. Then they thought they had it with Gase. Now they actually got it, at least in the passing game, route concepts and timing. Not so much in the run game like I'd like. We've seen blips of it. I don't think we've had the proper personnel in the front and the big guys up front. But I think if they're smart, because this is the offense they desperately want to keep here, I think they should keep him and let him choose the next quarterback and build the next offense.
So 2027, if we were to cut him, the dead cap is $31 million.
Cut who, Tua?
Yeah, if we cut Tua, which isn't so bad.
Bye.
Yeah, I would do it. Freaking, what's his name? Cost the Broncos $35 million when they did it.
I'm tanking anyhow.
Yeah,
I don't want to. And guess what? No collusion. I got $31 million out the door already, bro. I got this. There's no collusion. I'm tanking. Oh no, freaking Kenneth Grant's getting off-season wrist surgeries, out for the season. Oh no, Liam Eichenberg's my starting center. Oh no,
Mm-hmm.
That's how you do it. And
Yeah,
you tank here.
right. The Broncos dead cap when they cut Russell Wilson was ridiculous dead cap. So if they can get away with it and then be a playoff contender the next year, I think we
Absolutely.
should have the balls to do it. That's all I'm saying.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, and now look, I could what's up, Miss Fins? And I seen EM Dolphin there. Look, Cap is trash. Get out of here, EM. Bryson in the house, Shake Money coming through. Fins, New Jersey in here, delusional Patriots fan. I see y'all coming through. Make sure everybody's hitting that like button. Yeah, to me, I could see also where, Mike McDaniel could lose his job. And you know, that's because the team there could be a complete rebellion. You know, he could have a complete mutiny on his hand, which I don't foresee it, but it could happen. And if there's a bad season and there's a mutiny on his hand, then he could get run up out of here. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
What's he calling you trash for?
Oh, he just always calls me trash. That's EM. He's my boy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just trolling. Look, fucking Tonk's like, who's this motherfucker calling you trash, dog?
No, because he be on Shakes. Because I didn't know he be on Shakes all the time.
Oh yeah, that's Eminem Dolphin. He thinks he's some kind of rapper from Texas. He thinks that's what EM's Eminem Dolphin. That's who that is. That's all he is. He ain't nobody.
Damn, he ain't nobody.
Ain't nobody. Well, that's pretty much all, man. I mean, we'll probably have a show tomorrow night as long as things are permitting. I just want to touch base with everybody. I had this scenario kicking around with Mike McDaniel. I know we've talked about it before. There is some different scenarios in which we got to see how this season shakes out, because you see how much drama can be filled into making your decisions. Right now, we're saying, Mike McDaniel's probably pretty safe. No matter how the season goes out, because I think him and Chris Greer are kind of tight. I think they are very aware that they're a team not looking to get better, but looking to like mitigate cost and spending and kind of deal with it, and see what they got. In which case, but he completely, falls apart. Then they'll hold him accountable. If someone needs to be fed, if the crowd demands blood, it could be Mike McDaniel that gets it first.
Definitely.
The crowd demands blood.
El Cap, and I just want to bring this up real quick because I saw this play out on Twitter. It's training camp time when a number change sets off the entire. It breaks Twitter, Dolphins Twitter.
I know.
By a number change. Everybody's like, oh my God, they're bringing in somebody. Oh my God, they're bringing blah, blah, blah. Who is it?
Who changed what number and stuff?
Batman wakes up and says, Miami's back. You know what I mean? That's basically what I'm hearing. And all it was is they just wanted to give, Mika his number back. That's why they made a bunch of changes.
Yeah, I'm glad Minka's on his life journey, finding his way back home to Miami, finding his journey path is blending and crossing with Darren Waller, who's finding his love for football back again. And both of their journeys of life are intertwining with Tua Tagovailoa, who shows me the money and is going to show these Miami Dolphins. I mean, I say all this, right? And I give me the absurdity of it. Give me the ridiculousness. As long as it comes with wins, I'll accept all of it. I will sing from the mountaintops. I will trash talk anyone and everyone for this team. But give me something. I need ammunition. Right now, you're giving me nothing, so I'm attacking you. That's how I show love. That's all I got.
I'll tell you what, we need on the defensive side and the offensive side. We need.
I think defense gonna be good. I think defense gonna be damn good.
Gonna be good, but
as worried as I am about the cornerbacks position, I think Bradley Chubb. I think Jalen Phillips. I think Chop Robinson. I think Zach Sealer, Kenneth Crane. I think those linebackers. I think that front seven is gonna be top in the league. I really do, in all categories. They're gonna be top 10 in all categories in the front seven.
Yeah,
I really do.
Look, for me, it's this. Out of all these players can come and talk. You know, we heard Chubb, we heard Waller, and everybody. They all had something to say. What I need out of anybody, any of the veterans come around here, somebody needs to come out like General Patton and start leading this team like a real general does, right? Holding people accountable and not letting anybody on the wayside, right? They need to bring everybody together and let's actually make something happen. So far, out of the 3 interviews we watched, Chubb was the only one that, you know, kind of led into that a little bit. But it'll be interesting to see who that ends up being. Hopefully we have somebody in the room that
I hope it's a lot of people, man.
Well, yeah, we need a lot of them. Don't get me
I
wrong.
hope it's everybody, man. I mean, there's not really a lot of these faces are repeat guys around here.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, a lot of these guys have been here 2, 3, and 4 years, and a lot of the dudes that have been here only 2 or 3 years are vets of 5, 6, and 7 years. Like, there's a lot of middle-aged talent with guys that have been on this team for 3. This being year 3. Got to get it together, boys. Got to get it together, because year 4 you're gonna be fucking somewhere else, and you'd be lucky if it's with a damn job. And that's the way this league is. So say what you will. Yeah, Tyreek Hill will find himself a new job. Tua will probably find himself a new job. Waddle definitely could find himself. Some of these other guys might, but a lot of you dudes, you'd be hoping for a veteran minimum contract potentially with a shot to maybe make some more money. And some of these guys that are making the big bucks might not get it again. Kevin Lee asks, question, Cap and Ali, can Miami actually win the division? Yes, they can. But it would take Buffalo tripping over their own feet to help us personally.
I'm gonna respond with a great answer that Color would give. Kevin Lee, yes. I do feel that the Dolphins could win the division, but it will come down to the one thing that every team must do, and it derives from a Northern European Latin word called exis, and that's execute. They must execute to the fullest for them to be able to do it. Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. They have to execute. In a perfect scenario, if we're executing, then yeah, we could win the division. We have the talent. We just, for whatever reason, we just don't put it all together. We need to put it all together to make that happen. Now, the question is, do you have faith they can? That's a different argument.
Tonk, TMI Thursday this week?
I'm not sure. I'm super busy right now.
No worries. Keep us posted. Ali, I know Late Night Exhale this Saturday's coming. I can't wait, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Everybody, make sure you're hitting the like button, subscribing if you're new. Appreciate everybody coming through. And hit the notification bell. Become a member of the program. Help support us here at the Fins Tailgate. And we'll see you guys next time. Fins up.